I'm Sarah Fergani with KINS 5 News now on this Thursday, April 27th. Overnight, a toddler was rushed to the hospital after he was shot in the head. His family now calling it an accident. It happened at a home on Kent Store near Marbach Road around 3 this morning. The boy's father told police the boy was reaching for something on their TV when the gun fell, hit the floor, and went off. At last update, the toddler was in critical condition. Officers were called to the hospital, and they're still investigating to decide on whether any charges will be filed against the father. A Fiesta event turns into the scene of a shooting, and now a man is in the hospital. Police were called to Market Square around 10:30 Wednesday night. They say there was some sort of argument near a performance stage, and a man in his 20s was shot in the chest. The gunman took off, and the victim was taken to the hospital in critical condition. KINS 5 also received separate reports of people being arrested for bringing guns to Fiesta this week. Out of Uvalde, the federal government is giving new insight into their own review of law enforcement's response to the Robb Elementary School shooting. The Justice Department says they met with families in Uvalde Wednesday to provide an update on their review. The DOJ plans to give an independent account of the police response, identify lessons learned, and provide a roadmap for community safety. The review is expected to be finished in the coming months, and the results will be released to the public. New body cam footage is giving us a look at what led to the gunfire in back-to-back shootings involving San Antonio police last month. On March 28th, officers were looking for a suspect from a shooting that happened nearby a car wash, and they were told the suspect got away in a black Range Rover and lived on South Mesquite. Police say 34-year-old Paul Palafox grabbed a rifle and fired dozens of rounds at officers. Police shot and killed him. Then, a day later, witnesses led police to 26-year-old Raul Arzola, who was reportedly shooting a gun at a Southside park.
Kid and a guy in Arnold Park, he's shooting a gun.
Officers found Arzola on the volleyball court, and when they told him to put the gun down, they say he pointed the gun at himself before firing at police. Officers shot back. Arzola was taken to the hospital and is now facing multiple charges. Both of these investigations are still ongoing. Women maintenance workers at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center are now suing the city, alleging sex assault and harassment. The lawsuit seeking more than $1 million. That suit alleges, quote, male supervisors prey on their female subordinates, exploiting the most vulnerable class of maintenance workers who perform back-breaking labor for menial pay. We reached out to the city for comment. The city's attorney in a statement told us they'll seek dismissal of this case, and he added the city works to provide a safe, discrimination and harassment-free work environment for all employees. An update on the apparent domestic violence shooting that left a baby dead and her mom and sister hurt. The child who survived is now out of the hospital. Mariah Claire shared this photo with KINS 5 of her daughter Rosalie leaving the hospital. Police say the suspect, Stephen Claire, shot Mariah and Rosalie back on April 10th near Alamo Heights. Mariah's youngest daughter, Willa, who was just 11 months old, was killed in that shooting. And at last check, the suspect was still in jail under a $2 million bond. New details on the murder of University of the Incarnate Word students. Investigators are hoping they get new clues out of this. 22-year-old Joseph Benales was killed in a suspected road rage shooting more than a week ago. Police say the suspected driver was seen in a vehicle similar to this one. Benales was found shot to death in his car in Selma on his way back from a military ball. His family now begging for answers.
There's nothing that anybody can say that will make this right, but at least give the answers so that the family can move forward in their grief.
Up to $5,000 is being offered for any information that leads to an arrest. You can call 210-224-STOP. A retired Air Force general was sentenced to more than a year in prison and fined for wire fraud and falsifying a tax return. Scott Bethel was a government contractor and advisor to the Air Force after his active duty retirement in 2012. He launched his own business where he worked with government staffing contracts. Prosecutors say he submitted fake hotel invoices for business trips when he actually stayed with friends rather than hotels. In total, he received more than $15,000 from the Air Force, and the DOJ says he also falsified charitable deductions and business expenses and created a loss for the government of more than $130,000. Want to get a check of today's forecast with Paul?
All right, Sarah, it's going to be beautiful out there. We'll have lots of sunshine, high today at around 83. If you're doing anything Fiesta-like, maybe Niosa, I think weather's going to be great this evening. Battle of Flowers, I think weather's going to be good for that as well.
And that's KENS 5 News now. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm Sarah Fergani.